High Limit puts on a Monday banger at Kokomo, but the community is up in arms over a driver wearing a watch in the car, plus racing tonight, a modified series schedule update, and more. Let's go. It's Tuesday, May 13th. I'm Justin Fiedler. This is DIRTRACKR Daily presented by Kubota Genuine Parts. If you spend any amount of time at the racetrack, it's important to protect your hearing. And I'm a big fan of the premium earplugs from EARGASM. They're pretty small. They look like that. And they fit right into your ear. But the good thing is you can wear them for protection, but still be able to have a conversation with the people around you. I've worn these to the dirt track. I've worn them when the NHRA comes to Charlotte, and they're great for even top fuel and funny cars on track. I'm going to warn you, they are pricey, but I'm trying to help you out with that. If you use code DIRTRACKR10 at checkout, you'll get 10% off of your order at EARGASM.com. That's code DIRTRACKR10 at checkout for 10% off at EARGASM.com. One hell of a finish last night with the Kubota High Limit Sprint cars at Kokomo Speedway. Justin Peck dominated the feature from the outside front row starting spot, leading 39 of 40 laps. As they say, though, the only one that matters is the last one, and that one was led by Rico Abreu. A shell-shocked looking Justin Peck told Tony Laporta in victory lane, or actually outside of victory lane, he ran 3 and 4 low to block the slider line, but that then left the top wide open, which Rico ripped hard, and the 24 was able to nip the 26 at the line by a tenth of a second. Rico was able to erase the nearly full second lead Peck had over him the final few circuits. It was really fun watching two guys known for driving the absolute crap out of their race cars weaving through lap traffic. And I think Peck was probably the faster of the two. He had the fastest lap time of the race and the fastest average lap time. It was a bit surprising, though, I think, to see Peck change his game plan there down the stretch because he'd had so much success ripping the top through much of that main event. You would have thought that that would have been the place he went to go to close it out. It got him the initial lead from Rico, and he used it regularly to clear traffic. Definitely a tough beat, though, for the 26 team, and one I'm sure they're going to be replaying a lot in the coming days. Behind those two, Brad Sweet again on a high limit podium in third, Tyler Courtney fourth, and Brady Bacon with a solid top 5. Kyle Larson, the night's hard charger, going 17th to 6th. Young Money will be in his third different type of race car in 3 days. Today, he's going from Cup on Sunday at Kansas to high limit last night to Indy 500 practice today. Back to Rico. He and crew chief Ricky Warner have really hit on something here lately. In their last 7 sprint car races, going back to the World of Outlaws race at Knoxville, they've won 5 times, 5 wins, 7 races. This is reminiscent of when they really got rolling during the summer of 2023, when they had 21 straight top 10s and won 3 of 4 between the Outlaws at the Grove and the All-Stars at Knoxville. Not a bad time of the year to start figuring it out either, with more high-limit cash coming up, including the Weikert at Port Royal later this month. The high limit teams are off today to do some maintenance and travel, and then schedule has them at Fremont Speedway in Ohio tomorrow for another midweek show. Now on to the other storyline last night, and that was my mentions, my text messages, my DMs, all lighting up over Rico wearing a watch during the race. He could be seen checking it during his interview post-win with TLP. According to both the High Limit and World of Outlaws rulebooks, which are nearly word for word the same here, smartwatches are not to be worn. The rule specifically reads, quote, cellular, satellite, and or Wi-Fi devices in or attached to the race vehicle or the driver's person will not be permitted. No cellular phones or smartwatches are permitted at any time, unquote. Rico, certainly not the first driver to be spotted wearing a watch, and many supposedly wear them for fitness tracking and physical performance reasons. Why smartwatches are illegal, though, is they can be used for communication between crew members and the drivers, and that would be illegal communication. I have a pretty hard time believing a driver could read messages or feel vibrations while the race was going on, especially at a place like Kokomo, but caution periods are a different story. We've seen sweeps for various types of illegal communication at the Chili Bowl and at Eldora late model special events. And one of Brian Brown's crew members was penalized following World Finals last year for trying to signal to Brownie using a laser pointer. In dirt late model racing, there are varying takes on signaling using sticks and colored gloves. Some places it's allowed, some places it isn't. In sprint car racing, there's nothing in the rulebooks preventing that type of lo-fi signaling. The High Limit rulebook has no verbiage at all, while the Outlaw book says specifically that it's permitted. In this case, I don't know where we draw the line between fitness tracker and quote-unquote smartwatch. Sprint Car Unlimited's Jeremy Elliott shared he actually asked High Limits competition director Mike Hess about Rico's watch and was told that Rico brought it to them ahead of using it and was cleared because it didn't have any communication features. I texted Hess this morning for comment, but have not gotten a response. We obviously live in a world where everything is a conspiracy, and if someone is winning, it's clearly because they're cheating. But if Rico has approval from officials, I don't really know where that leaves those who are suspicious of this. You'd certainly think that if he was using it for illegal or nefarious purposes, he'd do a better job of trying to hide it versus looking at it in the middle of a Victory Lane interview live on FloRacing. But if it's not actually a smartwatch, then it's not illegal by the way the book reads. There are all sorts of watches on the market, then that would fit that description. And things obviously get muddy by the way the rule reads because a smartwatch and a fitness tracker look basically the same, especially on a stream. And at a point where armchair officials are looking for anything untoward in these races, they're going to latch on to something like we saw last night. It might be easier to just outlaw any sort of device like this to avoid the situations at all, but making that rules decision, that's above my pay grade. Rico certainly didn't need a smartwatch message last night to beat the 26. Peck went low, so he went high. It was a split-second choice we've seen drivers make for decades. Looking ahead to tonight, the FloRacing Night in America Series is back racing after running 3 times last week for Illinois Speed Week. Bobby Pierce won at LaSalle, Jonathan Davenport took Spoon River, and Devin Moran was victorious at Lincoln. Tonight, racing shifts to Marshalltown Speedway in Iowa. Marshalltown returning to the Flo Series slate after not being on the schedule in 2024. Hudson O'Neal won here in 2023 when he was still in the Rocket House car. Bobby Pierce currently the Flo Series championship leader with Brian Shirley and Ricky Thornton Jr. in tow. Marshalltown, a favorite racetrack for a lot of folks, and they have a robust weekly program that features IMCA action on Friday nights. Tonight's race should draw plenty of Lucas guys with that series headed for Eagle Raceway in Nebraska. That's not that far away later this week. They've got 3 nights for the High Bank Heist. World of Outlaws teams that want to race, they're going to have to then hustle back to Ohio for Thursday's action at Raceway 7. We were also supposed to have the Super DIRTCar Series racing at Georgetown Speedway tonight, but the big block modified racers, they're going to have to wait as weather has forced the postponement of today's action. No makeup date was announced here, so we'll have to wait on that. The Super DIRTCar Series race is next at Weed Sport on May 25th. If you want to check out the streaming schedule for today too, there is also other racing going on, so you can do that at dirttracker.com/watch tonight. That's all for today. Hope you guys have a great Wednesday out there. We will see you right back here tomorrow.